All right, good morning, everybody. I can't see myself. Mike, can they see me? Can you see me? You guys see me?
Nope.
Hold on. There we go. I got it. How's everyone doing out there today?
Amazing!
Amazing!
I'm going to give myself a round of applause.
Morning. Morning, everybody, and on Zoom land. Good morning, people that are in the office. It is nice to see everybody. Who's that? Is that Otto? Good morning, Otto. You guys, don't be scared. You could come off, show your face. Don't be scared. In today's meeting, we're gonna need some feedback, and we're gonna need you guys to participate, because as much as I love Adam, I do not want to talk to him for the next 35, 40 minutes.
We already do that enough.
I sit next to him. We're already too close.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's a lot of rumors going around which are absolutely not true. Hi, Amanda. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for on your camera.
Looks very good. All right, well let's get rolling.
So I want to hear something good.
Let's hear something good.
Let's hear something good. So
Tell
Amanda,
me something good.
Where'd you go? Did you leave? Tell me something good.
It looks like she's driving. Maybe I don't want to tell her something good and she gets a car accident or something. That wouldn't be good. Let's get If someone want to share, let's share something that happened good. You got an escrow accepted, or offer accepted. Something good.
Rami, you tell me something good.
4 escrows. Hey!
That's right, busy. Right on. Right on. Rosio, what do you got? Or Rosio. Was that Rosio?
She's saying congratulations and congratulations because she passed her real estate exam yesterday and joined Keller Williams.
Right on. Welcome to the family. Right on.
Welcome, Rosie.
Let's get one more thing. Dorothea, what do you got? Anything good? Tell me something good.
Tell me something good.
I don't think Dorothea can hear me. That's okay. Anyone else? Amy, you tell
me something good. She doesn't have a mic on that. She's sitting in the office. Dorothea doesn't have a mic on those computers. So okay. She can see us, but she can't probably hear us.
Let's get one more from Amy. You tell me something good.
Oh, this is?
Yeah, that only Amy. The one and only.
The one and only Amy. You got to tell us something good.
Something great. I have hired an executive assistant.
Whoa! That's a big deal. And how's it going?
It's pretty huge. So I am so excited that I have finally let go and let God. Because anyone who knows me knows that it's really hard for me to let go and trust someone else will do it, since I am such a doer and have high expectations of myself. So I don't want to put that on other people, but it just kind of happens when you have an executive assistant. So I am excited, and I'm elated at the choice that I have made and the person that I get to work with as my executive assistant. And already she's showing her value. So I'm super excited.
That's awesome.
All right, I got the best culture moment, the best something good for anyone. My 3-month-old, 6 straight hours.
Wow, good.
6 straight hours, baby. 6 straight hours from 8 to 2:30. You can turn it off. And if you guys jump on, you can use that in there. So I got some sleep. So I am like, wow. I mean, I didn't go to bed at 8, but
you look good. You sound good.
Straight to bed.
It's
really hard when the baby wakes up and I have to breastfeed him in the middle of the night, and it's exhausting.
Yeah, your wife's just complaining
all
the
the
time.
Jeez, gosh, I'm like, babe, can you take me out of the room? I'm trying to sleep. She's so selfish.
Yeah. So please don't tell Sarah.
Wait,
that.
Is she on here? She was going to go on here. Just kidding, babe. Love you.
All right. So
she's not here.
Next week we have something really exciting for you guys. We're going to bring the #1 real estate team in Albuquerque. So they're called the Venturi Realty Group. Just some accolades. They're the top 1% of all Keller Williams agents.
Not just the top 1%, the 1%.
Yeah, that's 2 percentages after one. That's pretty high up there. Proud members of Keller Williams Luxury International. They're also Albuquerque's Journal Reader's Choice Awards. All of these other really cool stuff. I'll let you read it, but they're
in Gary's
people.
top 100, and I believe they're the 30th most profitable team or sales in all of Keller Williams. 355 deals last year. Only 355 deals last year. So they're going to come in and drop some awesome knowledge. It's going to be great. Mark your calendar. That's next week, same time as always. We're super excited to have them. We're always looking to bring in some great, it's part of our culture here, right? The top producers are coming in and they're just going to share what they did to be successful, how they started, how they grew, when they decided to grow into a team, how the team expansion worked for them, and how they dominate Albuquerque.
That's
So
awesome. I can't wait to have them.
very excited to have them. That's going to be great. And they're genuinely great people. So that's going to be awesome.
I've heard that. So what else you got for us?
All right, so guys, we're going to be taking back and always focusing on each team meeting a little bit on the foundation of what Keller Williams is built on. And one of those things is the 6 personal perspectives. So each week we're going to go through one of the perspectives just to re-emphasize how important it is. And the first perspective is commit to self-mastery, right? Self-mastery is the possession of great knowledge, skills, and habits that make you the master of you, right? When you commit to achieving self-mastery, you know your goals, right? If you don't have goals, you haven't committed to self-mastery. 2, know your strengths, and the harder part, know your weaknesses, right? And then 3, know how to work with both your strengths and weaknesses to reach your goals. That make sense? Who here feel like they've really committed to self-mastery? Brandon?
Yes.
Brandon? Amy? JD? Right? So Brandon, what are your goals?
My goals, personal, financial, which ones?
Your business goals for this year?
36 transactions.
36 transactions. What's that GCI goal?
250K GCI.
250,000 in GCI. That's amazing. What's your strengths?
My strengths, connecting with people.
Connecting with people.
Weaknesses,
Weaknesses.
anything involving details.
Anything involving details. So how are you using your strengths and your weaknesses to help reach your goals?
behind you.
I can get a mic here. I'll just get the mic.
Yeah, you guys are. Go ahead, turn that on button on. There you go.
Hello.
Hello. We
What
hear
was the
you.
question?
How are you using your strengths and weaknesses to help you achieve your goals?
I'm using my strengths to leverage on my lead generation strategy, doing what I'm good at, and leaning into what I'm good at, and running the business the way I want to run it.
Awesome.
To wake up every day, okay, I like to do this rather than beating my head, doing something, sure it works, but you're not going to be as effective doing something that you're naturally not inclined to do. So it's good to know your weaknesses so you can hire those things out, first things.
Nice. So hiring out your weaknesses to help support? Hold on. What's going on? We need support?
So,
Can't hear?
won't let me in the meeting. It says one of the hosts will let you in.
Come on in.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, we're right here. You are allowed in. Uh-oh, do we have people not able to get in?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It's not showing it. Are you in the
KWAV
right
meeting?
KWAV meeting?
Yeah.
At KW? It's not showing that there's people.
Google, not Zoom, right?
It's Zoom.
We're on Zoom.
The link took me to Google.
Well, kwavmeeting.com. All right, they'll work on it. Mike, can you help them with that? That'd be great.
Let's go next.
Anyways, all right, so committing to self-mastery.
Squirrels.
Thank you for there. And I'm
Amy,
like,
you have something you want to share with us. Come on up. Give her the mic, please. Yeah, baby. Give her that mic. Let's go. Don't throw it at her, please.
I'm going to shut the door so I'm not squirreled again.
So I want to talk about what self-mastery means because I think it's really important. Self-mastery is having an awareness about yourself. Why is this so important? You might hear it all the time, right? People talk about being self-mastery. Oh, know your strengths, know your weaknesses. If I were going to ask you right now, give me your top 3 strengths, you probably will come up with an answer. And then when I go into your weaknesses, either you don't want to share or what, but people kind of struggle with that. And all that lets me know, because I interview a lot of people. I'm a habitual interviewer. I'm constantly interviewing people, and when I'm interviewing them, they have a hard time with that question. And the reason they have a hard time with that question is because there's no self-awareness. So that might be hard to hear, but here's the truth. When you can't come up with 3 strengths and you can't come up with 3 weaknesses for yourself, there is a problem. And those, by the way, you don't have to think too hard about it. because they're just the top 3.
You can ask some people too.
You're gonna have, right?
Right? Just ask.
So when they're talking about self-mastery, know your strengths and weaknesses, it's easier just to say, yeah, I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses. No, you don't. Do other people see the strengths that you see in yourself? So for example, if I say I'm a charismatic person, but 10 other people say that when I ask them, hey, what do you think about Amy? Or somebody else asks them, what do you think about Amy? And give me 3 adjectives to describe her. And none of those adjectives are charismatic. Am I charismatic? It would be no.
Maybe to yourself.
I only think of that of myself, right? And if I ask those 10 people, give me some things that Amy could work on to be better, rather than say weaknesses. What are the areas that Amy could be better? And they say different things, but none of those things are the things that I thought they were. Who's skewed?
You are.
I am, right?
Time to self-reflect.
It's time for me. So how do you really know what your strengths and weaknesses are? Because some of us puff it up just a little. And some of us, they will puff up our strengths and we think we're better than we are. And some of us will have a whole bunch of weaknesses and not enough strengths. Here is how you know. Find 5 people in your life that are not the yes men of your life, meaning not the ones that are, whatever you say, they go, yeah, that's great. But people that tell you the truth. By the way, I'm kind of known for a truth teller.
No.
People say that about me, so I believe that. They say, if you want to know the truth, go to Amy, she'll tell you the truth. It might hurt, but I'll say it. So find 5 people like that will tell you the truth, good, bad, or indifferent. And then go ask them, what are your 3 strengths and what are your 3 weaknesses? And then go back and compare what you said to yourself and see if that's aligned. That's self-mastery. The first step is knowing who you are. So, what's crazy is sometimes you don't know who you are. You have blurry vision. Sometimes you think you have weaknesses that don't exist and strengths that you haven't identified. So go explore.
And the,
All right.
and the great thing about me is I'm forced to have you in my life, so
Yes.
you got to tell me weekly about my strengths and my weaknesses, which is great. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
Well, I have them to tell me mine too.
Yeah,
And by the way, I'm always open to it.
Yeah.
I don't get hurt feelings around it. I'm like, oh, great, it's an opportunity to grow in this area. Or I choose not to. Either way, it's a choice, right?
Yeah, we've had some pretty tough love conversations, but that were to the point, but they were some of the most valuable conversations I've ever had. And so when you have someone like that in your life, it hurts, but it's always gonna build
It always
you up.
does it.
Right.
Let's watch a quick video on this.
All right. Are we sharing the audio?
Hold on. I clicked something.
Sharing the audio.
Did I share the audio, Mike? Are we good with audio or? Yeah. Okay. Oh, we got to hit this button. Uh-oh, they're all dark. Hold on.
We're a production team, guys.
Yeah,
There you
we
go.
got this. We're professionals. Oh, hold on. It's a little quiet.
Let's turn it up on.
G'day, I'm Bruce Hardy,
Good night.
and I'm committed to self-mastery. This is one of the main 6 perspectives that I think we all need to focus on, particularly if we want to take our business and our lives to the highest level. When I was younger and lived in Australia, a good friend of mine was a black belt in karate. He invited me to participate in karate, so I joined. I was a white belt. And after about 6 weeks or so, we were one day practicing sparring. And it was interesting because we were throwing a punch, relatively simple, straightforward punch. We both knew how to do it. The idea was that you would throw the punch and you would stop 2 inches from the other person's face. So my friend, the black belt, would do it and he would snap, his gi would snap, and I had wind hitting me in the face, and it was just beautiful the way he threw it. Then it was my turn. And I got down and I went whack. And I watched my friend fall to the floor because I hit him instead of stopping 2 inches in front of his face. We both knew how to do it. He'd mastered it, I had not. I brought the same approach to my real estate business. I realized my focus had to be on listings. And what I did was, by focusing on my listing presentation, practicing over and over and over again, I was able to list over 250 homes a year.
Wow.
There's a wonderful saying out there, and that is, amateurs practice to get it right, professionals practice to never get it wrong. My question to you, are you an amateur or are you a professional? Commit to self-mastery.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah.
Deep. Take it to church.
It's always better with an accent. I'm like, God, it hits better. All right, well, I'm playing the video again. All right, so now let's switch topics to a little training we have for you guys today, and it's the 4 hats of a business owner. All right, so we are all business owners, correct?
Correct.
You all signed up for real estate to not give yourself a job. You've signed up for real estate to start a business, correct?
Correct.
Correct. All right, I got to get
At
you
least
guys
the
engaged.
successful ones do.
The successful ones run it as a business. So one of the benefits of running a small business is you get to wear so many hats. Isn't that great? So the vast majority of business owners are started by people who are super passionate or in love with their new idea or creation, or have a special skill, like I'm really great at cooking, or I'm a doctor, or I'm gonna be, I love golf and I'm gonna do this business with golf, right? Or I love people, I'm great with people, I wanna do real estate, right? While passion and technical skills are extremely important, they are primary values in getting traction and creating a niche stage of growth, right? After a certain amount of time, size, momentum, more passion and enhanced professional skills are not the primary drivers of growth or sustained business success, right? Make sure I have you guys up here. All right, so who of you guys wanted to start a business? You all did. Why?
Freedom.
Freedom?
Freedom.
What about you guys in Zoom land?
Leverage with family and business time. Leverage time.
All right, leverage and time. Awesome. Freedom. Clara?
Big money.
Big money. What'd you say, Clara?
Money.
Money. Yeah, big money, baby. Right? That's why I did it. I'm here for the money. Blanca? Are you just talking?
Hi.
Hi.
Leverage. Time and leverage.
Time and leverage.
Absolutely.
Very good, right? All right, so to become a professional musician, one must practice and refine their skills daily. Operational competence requires honing professional technical skills. Business success requires mastery of business skills and tools, right? That makes sense. So growth. As a business grows, additional skills required to elevate and seize new opportunities, creating enterprise value and sustained momentum, right? We all know this. We need these skills and growth to continue. So we look at this as our business, right? And we all have these businesses, these different models, these different things that we do. And if we're going to grow, we have to realize that we at different times have to put on different hats. We have to look and be objective to what we're doing and what we're stuck at, and realize that some of us get stuck in certain levels and some of us get stuck at certain points where we're at, and we need to step back and look and see when we need to adjust. And the great thing about being a small business owner is you get to put on a lot of different stuff.
Well, and it's also learning when to take it off and when to put on the next hat. I think that's definitely a big one. So in the world of business success, there's 4 primary roles that must be performed, right? When you're a new agent, when resources and staff are low, you're the one that has to fill all the roles, right? You're the janitor, you're the CEO, you are everything until you've earned the right otherwise. This is why a lot of business owners are just stressed and they're maxed out. So over time, businesses grow additional personnel and they could be added to the team and leverage, and of course that stuff takes time and money. But most startups, the primary crisis is usually cash, right?
Cash, baby.
It's usually not having enough cash, not enough transactions, not enough structure. And any one of these roles and any one of those problems could cause these other hats to be ignored. So a word of caution. Believing passion and operational excellence will trump business skills and risk assessment is a guaranteed prescription for failure. I can tell you personally from with my music, right? I've on the side, I've been doing music for a long time, and there's a lot of music that I have never shared with anyone because I never got the artist hat off. I was never able to take that hat off. But it wasn't until I took that hat off and put on my business hat, I actually hired somebody to help me with it. And now I have.
And I've really raised your level in your vocal skills.
And
I'm there for you.
I just can't thank him enough for my success, and I mean that, right? But now I have my whole profile. I have well over 1 million streams on my Spotify, and I'm not saying that to brag.
Self-plug. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not saying it to brag.
Yeah.
I'm saying that it was a breakthrough for me until I put on that hat. So I'm sharing that with you so you can think about your business that way, right? So think about the different hats that you have to wear. And each hat is interchangeable, right? But each one has also a different mindset and skill set that comes with that as well.
So then if we have different hats and mindset skill set, what are they?
Well,
let's jump into it.
Well, no, that's a great idea. The first hat is the artist hat, right? And so we're kind of talking about that. And the artist hat is someone who's very creative, right? And they love their ideas. Boy, if you ask my wife, she would definitely attest to that. I love my own ideas.
Yeah, you got a lot of great ideas.
And also my wife, Lindsay, too. But they live to create art and find producing it highly energizing. Most artists would love to commercialize their work, right? Have millions of customers and people applauding. I know that I've felt this way, all right? But here's the problem, is that we think in order to get more applause, we need to change the product and change what we're doing. So let's take McDonald's, for example. Let's imagine McDonald's was just run by an artist, right? They would spend the majority of their time doing what? Perfecting the meal, perfecting the presentation and the burger.
I can promise you one thing, they are not run only by artists.
And thank God. And thank God, because that's why they're so consistent, and their structure is the same, right? Because they might have put that hat on when they were creating some of the things, but then they took it off, right?
I think they took it off through the 90s and the early 2000s.
Yeah, right.
And
After
then
they hit the billions and billions.
They're like their 25-cent hamburgers, and then they realized we should probably get better stuff. We'll put back the artist hat back on. Anyways.
Right. So here's the thing: is also, let's take Apple, for example. Steve Jobs was a straight up artist and almost bankrupted the company many times. He was fired as a CEO until he stepped back into the role over 12 years later. That's interesting, right? So
he had a lot of growth in that 12 years. You think about like what he learned in the business side and realizing that, this picture is hilarious. This guy's fine-tuning the picture of himself, but it's true. If you only have that artist hat on and you're only seeing and critiquing and making things better, you have to step back and look at it as a different perspective with a different hat and get rid of that hat, because you will always be stuck in that area.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So what's the second hat?
Well, we got the operator, the technician, all right? The operator, and this is where a lot of us kind of fall into. An operator is a great technician who adds value through time and effort, right? Operators focus on getting the job done, right? They have this silly belief, which I think a lot of is gonna hit you in the heart. Ready? If I just work harder, I'll make more money, right? How many feel that way? No?
I felt that
yes,
way.
a little bit.
That way.
You feel the opposite. I just want to work less and make less money.
That's the investor hat. We're getting there.
We're getting there, right? Right? But who out there in Zoom land, you guys feel that if I just work twice as hard this next couple weeks, I'll make twice as much money? Oh, wait. I'll be awkward all day for you guys in Zoom land.
Oh, Angel's like, I gotta get out of
Angel's
here.
out. Oh, I got clicked on. I gotta talk to you. Veronica, what about you? Do you ever feel like if you just work harder, you'll make more money?
No.
Whoa.
That was a
Feedback.
powerful no.
Whoa. You had special effects on that no. No. Right? Veronica's great because, right, she has a team in leverage. She understands the concept of leveraging these things to give yourself more time, right? So you could focus on the one thing that truly matters. Right, so for operators, for all their initial optimism and grand plans for global domination, the bulk of their all operations find themselves in a defensive mode, right? They're consistently reacting. React. I got all these emails. I got these escrow. I got 3 escrows. I can't do anything else with my life. I'm running around crazy, right? And all they're doing is putting out fires, and they never take a step back and look to say, who's causing them, right? That's what the operator is running around and doing. And sometimes, guys, at the end of the day, you got to put this hat on. You got to just get crap done. You have 8 escrows. Your day's jam-packed. You got to go, right? So who's got an example of a time they had to put this hat on? They had to put their operator hat on. They had to get crap done. I got a great example if someone doesn't want to share. I'll give my great example. All right, I am about a year and a half into my career with Target out of my previous life, and I was an operations manager there. And I show up in the morning, and we have a computer failure overnight. And so how it works at Target is a truck comes in the middle of the night, and it's a lot of product comes off, and there's a team that puts the product on the floor, and then they store it back in the back room, whatever doesn't fit on the floor. It's a complicated process, but that's the gist of it. I get there, and typically it's done, and they were like a quarter of the way done, and their team's leaving, and it was a mess. Well, the cool thing about that is my overnight person went home, and we're trying to work through it, and surprise, district visit from our district corporation shows up with a bunch of corporate people to go walk. And I go, oh man. Best surprise is the store manager, the person right above me was on vacation. And so they go through this, and it's a disaster, right? It is an absolute disaster, and our district manager is talking about calling all the other store managers to come in, and I'm like, oh man, this is just gonna look terrible. And so I pleaded and I had a plan, and I talked to the district manager about, give me until after the day of the plan. If I'm not successful, I will call the managers myself. And obviously, if I did that, guys, that would have been terrible. So I put my operator hat on, and I've never ever got so much accomplished in my entire life, getting in an army of people into my store to get it fixed. And I was running around like a crazy man. That day, I was there for like 14 hours. It felt like I was there for like 3 minutes, and I didn't eat food. But at the end of the day, I stopped and I breathed, and we finished it, right? And I had to send pictures in, and I actually got a lot of accolades because it was terrible. But that operator hat was on all day, and I was running like a crazy man. But at the end of the day, we had to get things done, right? And that's what the operator hat is.
It's a good story.
Thanks. Yeah. See,
I would still say that hat is on a lot of the times you do get stuff done. So good job.
But you know what? At the end of the day, that's a lot of the time your hat will spin in that, right?
Yeah.
That is you're getting stuff done. It's a business. You've got a lot to do.
Yeah,
So
that's a great story.
Yeah.
All right, so the third hat of a business is the owner. Amy knows this. She could talk about this all day. The owner's engaged and involved in planning, executing, measurement, and correcting the necessary proactive leads and managing the business and employees, right? Owners add value primarily through leverage and measurement. Growth and control are balanced because the rules of delegation are being followed. So an owner is focusing on creating a structure or machine that relies on various moving parts, all synchronistically,
big word,
doing their job to achieve a common outcome. So think of a conductor, right, of an orchestra. What a great example to think of someone who is maintaining all of the moving parts, making sure everyone is on beat, right? That has a very high level of what this thing should sound like, look like, and feel like. That is what a good owner does. Setting the tempo of the business, right? Listening critically for the beat and performance of each team member. So a great owner runs the business end of the business, right? So that's like measuring results, fertilizing the activities that produce those good results. I like that the way of thinking about that, right? It's like you have to continue watering and planting, and cultivating. That's what a good owner does. Honestly, that's what you do great, Amy. I'm looking at you because you do this really, really well with us. So we're looking at, and the owners also knows all the levers of the business. They're very aware of all the levers, and they know which ones to pull. They're looking at financials, dashboards, metrics. Those are the things that make an owner very, very happy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you guys.
As you asked them, I think it's interesting, right? This is I think one of the harder. The next one I think is hardest, but this is the second hardest for most real estate agents, right? Is they never consider themselves true business owners, right? And so if you're a business owner, you know what your numbers are, right? A true business owner knows if I cold call 100 people, I will have 7 leads because I track it. Because I call 100 people, I track how many people go. Over that time, my conversion rate's 7%. And I could show you that number, right? Let me see what your closings last year. What were the percentage? I had a great conversation. I won't say his name because I didn't get his permission, but it is a boy because I gave that away with an agent. And he's doing some other stuff and he's doing great. And we looked at his lead generation plan and what he's doing. And his lead generation plan, it's good, it's active, right? He's doing a lot. I said, okay, great. Well, where'd your business come from last year? And the cool thing is he had that information, but he never really focused and looked at it because he found that his majority of his lead generation time, about 95%, was focused on an activity that brought in 12% of his overall business the year before. 73% of his business came from a different activity, which was his sphere of influence. And he had no lead generation planned time in his lead generation schedule for his sphere of influence. All he was doing was adding. And there was a great aha there as we took a step back, like, maybe we should switch this up a little bit, right? If he knew the numbers, he just didn't quite put the owner hat on all the way to sit back and analyze those numbers and say, what's best for my business, right? And so that's where he took a step back and goes, you're right, we're going to switch this up a little bit. Now he's been focusing on that.
That's another great analogy of that. So what's the fourth hat?
Fourth hat. All right, guys, we have the board or the investors. All right, each one of you are an investor. Right? You all get investors. I'm going to give you all, or you in Zoomland, I'm going to give you all $1,000. You have to go invest in someone's real estate business. You're going to get shares in that business. Think in your head, all right? Who are you investing in?
Me.
Myself.
Hey, yes. I'm going to go with Amy.
So if you didn't say myself, right?
Thomas Velasquez.
See, hey, but that's honestly though, that's a true, I appreciate you saying that, right? A lot of people probably did go there. Well, I would bet on Tom. He does a, if I'm going to put $1,000, I'm going to there.
I bet on myself.
Right?
I love that.
It's okay if you did.
Yeah.
But the thing is you
It's
have
why.
to put your.
Why did you bet on that?
Yeah. Why did you bet on them? Because you see their success, right? Because you're not seeing yourself as that business owner that you would bet on, right? If I'm going to get $1,000, I'm going to bet on myself to be incredibly successful, right? So the board of investors, right? Their key attribute, the ability to question, probe. And the reason why we put this today, the law of self-mastery, is the board of investors is there to do those hard questions about yourself and your business, right? And so typically, the simple truth, guys, is let's ask, why does Tiger Woods have a coach? Why does a lawyer go get another lawyer to represent themselves when they're in a legal battle? Why do doctors get a second opinion when something's wrong with them? Right? There's simply too much emotion and not enough perspective when you're dealing with yourself. It's plain and simple. It just is what it is.
But like Amy was saying, like it's probably going to be hard to figure out what your true weaknesses are and what you think your weaknesses are not what people perceive. So
Amy had no idea. Amy had no idea we're doing this, but I was sitting back here. She was saying this. I'm like, ha ha ha! I love it when a plan comes together because this is exactly why you need to go get that 5 people in your circle. One of them being a coach that you hire because their job is to tell you, I'm sorry, Adam, your vocal skills are just not that good, right? And to be fair, Adam's had to tell me that a few times because he won't let me on stage when he's famous with them, and it hurts my feelings.
We're working on it.
But there has to be some solid truth to what you're doing and in your business, right? And the board of the investors, if you put that hat on, typically it's not going to be hard enough. You're going to be capable of doing it yourself. You need to have those people in your life that will tell you the truth of what's working and not working in your business without the excuses that you mentally put up in your head why it'll be successful. So that's where your coach comes in, right?
Yeah, because
there's a reason why everyone that's been really successful in this office from the moment they started were in coaching. And the ones that weren't in coaching typically still aren't with the office, right? There's a reason behind that. And that's because there has to be someone that you meet with that will tell you the truth.
Yes.
They'll push you to grow. They'll push you to stuff that you don't want to do. I don't want to lead generate. Great. Well, you don't want to make money. That's just plain and simple, right? That's just where it is. Does that make sense?
It does.
I think that makes perfect sense.
So
right?
let's recap on the 4 hats, right? So we have the artist hat, the operator hat, the owner hat, and the board hat, right? The artist creates it, the operator does it, the owner is leading it, and the board is protecting it. So the question is to ask yourselves, we're going to ask a series of questions in closing of this training. We'd ask you to really consider, we put a lot of time and effort into this because these questions have also rocked our world, right?
Yep.
So what hats are you great at? What hats are you struggling with? And who can help you?
So let's ask that real quick. Let's just be honest. Let's take a poll. Who of us are still like we stuck with the artist hat or feel like we're good at the artist hat? Adam, you feel like you're good at it? Brandon, you're good at it? Nico, you're good at it? So what makes you think, like Nico, for example, what makes you think you're good at the artist hat? What's that feeling of there?
I feel like I'm always trying to think of new ideas and how to get new business, but then I transition too much because I've got the creativity there. but it's not the implementation or the consistency of implementation.
So you get caught on the next big idea.
Right.
Like, oh,
My entire
you know what, I love door knocking. You know what, I should farm. You know, maybe I'll cold call. Maybe, you're right, it's the next big thing that's going to be successful instead of implementing once you do.
So that's been my biggest thing for this year is consistency this year and just focusing on one thing and doing that over and over and over again. And so I've been doing that in my business and showing it.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you for being transparent with that. Brandon, kind of the same thing, or?
No, the artist more like where the passion comes in.
The
My
passion.
is connecting with people. Oh,
Sorry, we just have people in Zoom, and until we get don't worry, we're getting the mic for the room soon,
Yes.
so we won't have to have mics like this. That's coming.
Oh yeah, very soon.
yeah, mine is the artist too, but a little bit different perspective on the passion. 'Cause I remember passion about the artist, right? You enjoy doing this thing that makes you like it. So mine is connecting with people and building relationships. But my weakness is the owner and building a system and to maintain top of mind with those relationships. I'll put the work in to build the new relationships, but the long-term strategy, is weak.
It's easy to look at this in real estate and say, if I'm a great owner, great, let me see your 33 touch plan, right? And then who truthfully could show me their 33 touch plan? That's amazing. Those that can typically are good owners. Great, let me see your conversion rate on your lead to close, right? How many leads do you get to closings? They're like, well, it's 8%. Great, those are the owners on that side. And so if you internally look at it and say, I don't have a 33 touch, I have no idea what my conversion rate is. Guys, it's time to get your owner hat on. Let's take off the artist hat for a little bit and let's put that owner hat on. So like Adam was saying, we have these questions, guys. Write these down in closing. We're not going to go through each one, but these are powerful questions that we're going to challenge you guys to ask in your business this week. Maybe do one a day so you don't overwhelm yourself, because there's a few in here. But seriously, put on your calendar, right? Be an owner for a minute. Follow a calendar. Go to a section when you're giving yourself a 15-minute window to ask one question. Give yourself time to stop, be quiet, and think about it.
Yes. Thinking time, which is super important. So which hat has been my comfort zone, right? Which hats are not getting worn enough? Which hats are not even owned? Which ones I need to go out and buy, right? And how can I acquire them? And I'm sorry, let me switch to the next one. I apologize.
Let's give it a quick second for them to jot it down if they're taking notes. Guys, we are recording this. It will be on Zoom, so you could jump on there or on, not Zoom, in the Facebook group, so you could come on there and jump on and watch that and go through these questions as well.
We'll send out the slides too if you after this. Another question is, what skills or tools do I need to learn? Who do I need to hire to help me overcome these obstacles that are restricting my growth, my sales, and my profitability?
I like that one. Because you're not just thinking with these questions, you're not just doing a basic question like, oh, what should I hire? It's what skills or tools do I need to learn or hire to overcome these obstacles? It's great. What areas of my business could be delegated? Ooh. Or outsourced. I think Amy did a big aha on that earlier, that she finally is delegating a little bit, right? To someone else who is competent and has execution intelligence. Oh, execution intelligence. Whew,
that's
a tough one.
EI.
To free me up to do things that would add the most value, right? The next perspective we talk about is the 80-20 principle. In real estate, it's super simple. If you're not spending 20% of the time lead generating for your business, you will not have 80% results. It's very simple. And a lot of us go, I don't have time to lead generate. That's great. You won't have time to have a successful business then, right? So who do you need to hire? Who do you need to delegate? Who do you need to outsource to free you up so you can do the thing that adds the most value? Talking to people is great. That's how you add the most value. Talk to people, get checks. That's how real estate's based off of, right? Talk to more people, get more checks. Maybe spending time building out the 33 plan should be delegated. Maybe you hire a company to do it for you and you could still focus on that one thing, right? Artist hat, ready? What needs to be created? The operator hat. What needs to be done today? The owner hat. What needs to be structured, measured, planned, and delegated? Then the board hat, what could go wrong? How can I mitigate the probability of that risk occurring? And if it does occur, reduce the cost. All right? So those are our questions for you for this. So take time out of your schedule, look at it, spend 10, 15 minutes for each day, and ask yourself these questions, right? And to get really thoughtful with it. This is a business. You have to spend time thinking about it. In fact, it's one of the most powerful things you could do.
Well, thank you guys so much for today. In closing, I wanted to say this is a switch of topic. We're going to start adding some segments to our weekly meetings. So we want to get you guys, I want to give you guys kind of the first heads up. If you guys have like listings, off-market listings, right, or things that, I'm sorry, hang on, let me change the camera here. So if you guys have off-market listings, right, I don't want to use the P word, if you know what I mean, bring them to us. Email them. We're going to send out an email.
Hold on. Amanda's rocking out in there.
I'm sorry. We're going to send out an email prior to our Thursday meetings, and we're going to ask if you have any off-market listings. Go ahead and respond to that email so that we can go ahead and highlight you. So on the Thursday calls, you can jump on the screen real quick. Go ahead and tell everyone about your listings.
Yep, off-market stuff, right?
Off-market.
Off-market's great because you might actually get an offer accepted.
Right, and what better way than to do it in-house? It's kind of competitive nowadays, so we gotta figure out how to stick together and get more listings and more market share.
Yep.
Right. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next Thursday for our great training with the Venturi group.
Don't miss the Venturi group next week, guys. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. We love you all. We will see you guys all next week. Have a great, safe Memorial Day weekend.
Yes. Bye. Thank you, guys. This is my jam right here. It's our theme song.